At this point, I just feel like we're not allowed to have nice things for Halo at this point. As a Halo fan, this is just heartbreaking for me. And apparently, Microsoft turned down an opportunity to have a Doom and Halo crossover opportunity. You know, that crossover opportunity people have thought of ever since Microsoft bought Bethesda? Well, in a recent interview with the creators of Secret Level, they actually approached Microsoft for like, hey, we have a wild idea, Doom, Halo, let's do it. And this is what Microsoft said. Nah. In this interview here on Collider, says even the title, like, you think we didn't talk to Halo with this team from Secret Level? It's like, guys, this is so painful to read. Because if you didn't know, Secret Level was a massive success amongst the fans. A lot of the reviewers kind of put it as very mid, but a lot of gaming fans out there loved it, and the people who actually watched it seemed to really enjoy it, as it was already approved for a second season. I made a short about this earlier on my channel, and it was the largest debut for a new animated series on Prime Video. So this is the most successful animation series on Prime Video, which is definitely starting to build out quite the catalog of good content. I mean, like, we have the Fallout show, which was pretty freaking awesome on Amazon Prime for their video service. So, like, they're starting to build that catalog out a bit more, getting people to jump in and check stuff out. And could you imagine what it'd be like to have Halo on, like, the most popular animated series on one of the most popular streaming services out there? Wild, I know, right? Now, if you're probably thinking, why should I care about Secret Level? Why would this even happen? Well, the people who made Secret Level, the development studio behind it, Blur Studios. And if you're a Halo fan, you definitely know about Blur because they made these amazing cutscenes for Halo 2 Anniversary. Like, this is the stuff I wish the Halo show was. But sadly, like, it just didn't come to fruition for whatever reason. Like, you'd think they have at least a little bit of a repertoire, a little bit of conversation with Microsoft. You know, they've had a working relationship with them previously, but so I don't really understand, like, why this fell through. Well, why would Microsoft say no to this? Well, I think there's multiple factors going into it, and we'll talk about that in this video. So if you guys like this type of things, like and subscribe is always appreciated. Let's get right into those details. Now, in this article, they actually do state like the reasoning behind why they chose some of the games that they did, because some of the games that were in this weren't really exactly like that popular of games, or maybe games that just haven't really seen the light of day for quite some time. And they recognize that within the article. But like some of the games they had part of this whole thing were like Pac-Man, which if you haven't seen the Pac-Man episode, oh my god, dude, like it was so horrific, but in the best way possible. I can't believe it was even made, but I loved that episode. My jaw was dropped. It was amazing. But a lot of people cited like the Warhammer 40k episode being amazing. I mean, Concord even had an episode involved with this, which now Concord is just Lostware, or what you got, Abandonware now, I think is what you call it. You know, the other different types of IPs like Mega Man, which was tragically short, but like Unreal Tournament, Dungeons and Dragons. Crossfire was on there, which kind of surprising. Armored Core, which that was a great one with Keanu Reeves as the actor in there. So there was a lot of like really big names and some interesting choices in there as well. And they even stated within the article that like, yeah, we actually reached out to a lot of people and got turned down quite a bit when it came to the different types of IPs we wanted to make content about when it comes to this Secret Level project. And it could be just since like it's a new thing, right? People don't really know much about it. That could be a reason why they were like a little apprehensive to like, you know, give these people a creative outlet to mess with their IPs a little bit. I mean, it even stated right here, like, you know, that Blur Studios, like, they're very well known though. Like, you can trust them with good content because like they've even stated here they've worked with games like Star Wars, Mass Effect, and Halo, like we talked about earlier. Even talk about how many different game studios actually turned down their request to make an episode about them, which, by the way, this is from the Exodus episode. It was a pretty good episode. I'm really looking forward to that game. Answering the question of when you pitched the first season to all the different video game IPs, what was it like? What was the ratio of people that said yes to no? And then the lead said, how many people rejected us, while laughing. One of the other co-leads, Miller over here, said that I got a little chaffed when I read online when people were like, hold on, these assholes did an episode on Spelunky but didn't take Halo as one. And they go, man, you think we didn't talk to Halo or something? So it's really interesting to see that they reached out to so many different studios out there and got turned down by quite a bit, but the ones that did allow them to make content with their IPs turned out really awesome. I think it's really cool stuff. So let's get to like the meat and potatoes of what I think you guys really want to hear about, like what was the experience like trying to ask for like a Doom Halo crossover episode. Again, Wilson said that the creative director at id Software is a good friend of ours, and so are folks at Microsoft. Like I said earlier, they worked with Blur with the Halo 2 anniversary. So we made a big plea because one of the things both Tim and I would love to do is do something that isn't currently available in the games, like a crossover. We wanted to make a Master Chief / Doomslayer crossover episode, and I spent a whole weekend crafting this impassioned letter from my childhood, and it's exactly what Tim said. They were like, nah. I mean, they even did also reach out to Valve saying we want to make a Half-Life episode, but they also got turned down for that. So Microsoft's not the only studio that turned them down. But still, dude, could you imagine just like the opportunity that Halo could have had being part of one of the most popular game series right now, Doom, with a new game coming out here very soon, that like you just have Halo in the mainstream? Like, that would be kind of cool. And the initial reaction from fans was not positive. We have actually one of the most prominent Halo pros out here, Lucid, said, make good decisions for a Halo challenge impossible. Another important person, Halo VFX. If you guys don't know who this guy is, he makes amazing CGI shorts when it comes to Halo because he's just that passionate about it. And like I said earlier, with this being the most popular animated series on Amazon Prime, this really felt like a major beat within the gaming community as a whole when this series dropped, especially with the first half and second half releases, that it just felt like it would have been an amazing opportunity to have Halo be involved with the mainstream, besides being a skin in Fortnite doing a gritty on somebody, not exactly like part of the canon of Halo. But also in this tweet, it did state that they are going for a second season now. They got approved for that, so maybe season 2 that we could get something Halo related, possibly. But why would Microsoft turn something like this down? Well, one, yeah, it's a new experience, right, with Secret Level that they're not really familiar with them or what they would do with a lot of the IPs, but most of them are pretty faithful besides the Pac-Man episode, which is complete nightmare fuel, but in the best way possible. I mean, it was only just announced back in October that they are making something in Unreal Engine 5. And I'm sure also at the time when Blur Studios approached Microsoft to make this, that maybe even Doom Dark Ages wasn't even announced at that time yet. And so then they're probably waiting for that reveal to happen by Xbox so then they can tie in like that kind of stuff. And then also with the uncertainty that's happening with Halo, I could see in the corporate side of things why they didn't want to do it. But I think it's also kind of thing, it's like, guys, just let's have some fun. But it also could be with the reception of the Halo TV show that maybe just Microsoft is apprehensive when it comes to putting Halo outside of any kind of video game, because Halo fans did not really enjoy the show a whole lot. Myself included, I couldn't even bring myself to finish out the second season. I was just like, I just don't care. But so many of us have been waiting for a Doom Halo crossover ever since Microsoft purchased ZeniMax back in the day. And I'm surprised it just hasn't happened yet, or at least like with any kind of microtransaction within Halo Infinite. But of course, we all know what the state Halo Infinite is in right now. It's definitely on the back burner of priorities with Microsoft. So it could be a reason why they decided not to push forward with anything like this. Could just be because of the state of where Halo is at right now. Probably when Secret Level pitched the idea with Microsoft about, hey, we want to make an episode with Doom and Halo, they're probably like, the current state of where things are, because this is probably back in like 2023 is when this probably was pitched, that obviously things were not going well for Halo Infinite. If anything, they were downsizing, weren't quite sure about the future of Halo and like what they wanted to do with the IP just in general. Like, yeah, we know that they want to make a Halo game, but how are they going to do it? How long will it take? Will it be relevant? Like, because I'm sure Microsoft kind of views it as a big picture thing of like trying to figure how can we incorporate this in generally when it comes to just like not just having an awesome little bit of, you know, fan service out here, but like could that also bring up more people to come over to Xbox? Like, oh man, I forgot how great Halo was. Let me play some Halo right now. And like we have the Master Chief Collection, you have Halo Infinite that's available right now, but both those games are definitely on the back burner when it comes to developing content for Halo, as we're currently waiting for whatever we're going to find out the next Halo project is going to be. But hey, Sony said okay with Concord making an episode for Secret Level, so there's that one as well. So it's just like, I don't get it, man. I just wish we had fun things with Halo, but I think we're just still, as a Halo fan, we're just typical and just conditioned right now to just having to wait. If you guys made it this far in the video, I hope I earned your like, maybe even a subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.